Yo, what is good, Giants Nation? Welcome back to the channel, guys. We have some breaking news in the NFL. As we all know, we are in the midst of cut season. The rosters, or teams are trying to get their rosters down to 53. And with that being said, there's going to be a lot of trades, cuts, signings, waivers, claims, and a bunch of that. Now, in this video, we have some breaking news in terms of the Giants. According to Tom Pelissero, the Bills are sending defensive end Boogie Basham to the Giants. I don't know what the compensation is just yet. When you guys do find out, comment down below and let me know, please and thank you. But it looks like Boogie Basham, the former, I believe, second-round draft pick, is on his way to the Giants. A team who is pretty thin, and we'll talk about that in a second at defensive end, kind of edge rusher. They're a little bit thin. We'll talk about that in a second. Before we jump into Boogie Basham and what he brings to this team, we are going, or quickly, make sure you guys smash the like button just so we can get this video to more Giants fans, but also subscribe to the channel. We're going to be covering the entirety of the offseason, signings, trades, regular season games, postseason games, everything you can think of. We got you guys covered. Also, make sure you guys check out today's sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. If you guys play fantasy football but hate going through, start-sit decisions, you guys don't have to do that anymore. Go to Underdog Fantasy. Play in a best ball league. They do everything for you. All you have to do is draft a team, and you can win money. So go check that out. And also, I'm going to be live streaming a bunch of Giants games this year, so make sure you guys come through for that. But without any further ado, let's jump into the video. Now, Boogie Basham, the former second-round pick out of Buffalo, or out of Wake Forest to Buffalo, is only 25 years old, 6'3", 281 pounds, and has been okay through his career so far. Now, over his 2-year career in Buffalo, since he was drafted, 37 tackles, 20 of those being solo, 4.5 sacks, 1 fumble recovery, and also has 1 interception, as well as 5 run stuffs and 2 pass deflections as well. Now, the reason why I like this the most is, like we said before, they're very thin here at defensive end. You got Leonard Williams, and then, maybe he can play a little bit of outs or edge rusher in terms of Azeez Ojulari or Kayvon Thibodeau. Obviously, those guys are gonna start. But behind those guys, Jahan Ward, okay. O'Shane Ximenez, he might get cut. I feel like he's a guy that they might let go, especially now that they bring in a guy, like Boogie Basham. And then you got, Tom and Fox. So I feel like Boogie Basham comes in as a day one backup defensive edge, an edge rusher. I don't think he's ever going to play defensive end. I don't think he's big enough, but I do think he adds very good depth, as well as competition, as well as young potential. Someone who can come in here, maybe not make a difference day one, but over the next couple of years. Listen, talent was never the issue with him. At Wake Forest, he was a monster. There's no question why he was a second-round pick, and I don't think there's a question why the Giants would go out and trade for a guy with this potential, and it's seemingly so that they are kind of weak at, depth. Now, the starters are very, very good, and I think this Giants team is very well improved since last season, and I think they have a chance to really go far this season. And I think a guy like Boogie Basham only helps them. I mean, think about it. If they go through an injury with Azeez Ojulari, I mean, what do you do if they didn't have Boogie Basham? Count on Jahad Ward or count on O'Shea Ximenez? No, I think Boogie Basham is the third best edge rusher on this team right now. He does have some developing to do over the next few, weeks, and he's got to learn the playbook, and he's got to get into the swing of things here in New York. But I think this is one hell of a player. And like I said, there's no question why he was a second-round pick. He was so good. The potential is still there. So in my opinion, this is low-risk, potential high-reward pickup here for the Giants. Like I said, I don't know the compensation yet. But for now, I'm going to give this a B plus or A minus. I think I'm going to give it an A minus. I think this really helps, and especially if they have an injury or someone misses time along these edge rushers, I think this would be an A plus move because they needed depth and they got it here with Boogie Basham. Now, depending on what they gave up, I would give it an A minus, maybe even an A plus if it's a 7th-round pick or something like that. But hit the like button, guys. Subscribe if you're new. Join the family. Let me know how you guys feel about this trade, and check out Underdog Fantasy. Link is in the description below, and I will see you in the next video. Peace. Brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. And if you love playing fantasy sports like football, basketball, baseball, and so many other sports, but also love being able to win money, you're going to want to stick around for this whole segment. Introducing Underdog Fantasy, the ultimate platform for fantasy sports lovers. Do you want to experience the thrill of drafting your team and competing for huge prizes? Well, look no further. With Underdog Fantasy, you get access to a wide range of fantasy sports, including football, basketball, baseball, and so much more. But here's what makes Underdog Fantasy stand out from all of those other apps. They've got quick and user-friendly drafting process, a unique and exciting game formats, fair and competitive contests for all skill levels, and attractive bonuses and promotions. Not only can you draft teams and compete with others, but you can also play a game of higher and lower, which is personally my favorite thing to do on there, but you can potentially win 20 times the money you put down. And if you use code MattyDubs when you sign up, Underdog will match your first deposit up to $100. And what that means is basically when you deposit, let's say $100, they'll give you a free $100 to use and play with. Click the link in the description to get started, or head to the website right now to start dominating the fantasy world. And don't miss out on all the fun. Be a part of the Underdog community starting now. And don't forget, if you use code MattyDubs, they'll match your first deposit up to $100. Let's get started. Get into drafts with me starting today.